Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you all had a good time during the break, as we will be jumping right into things here on this second map of cafes. Team Plague will be starting on defense. The best, as you do usually, we will be seeing Castle, which doesn't really matter, sorry, as you don't really see him get played too much. Mute doesn't see too much play either, but maybe it was a target ban at one of the Weekend Warriors players. Because I do believe they brought it the majority of the rounds, as Plasma will pick up the castle, so despite the fact that it's not brought too often, he will be playing it on this kitchen defenses. Dragos has gone over to the Vigil, so that will more than likely be 4, possibly 6 impact nades here, and then 2 nitro sales, as it is 4 impacts indeed, as the barbed wire are the other 2 being brought. So we do see a pretty standard, we will more than likely see a standard kitchen defense here, as you would expect to see a castle on the double door from first floor bar, and then also one in bakery to small bakery, so nothing too out of the ordinary. There will be that small bakery to bakery one going up. That's interesting, is that they will reinforce both walls as well. So that does mean that they will have to use some sort of utility to try and get between the 2 sides. As usually you see a rotate hole on that far west wall. So not seeing that, however, does mean that it will be awkward for anyone trying to push either way, as we will see the second cast barricade going on to prep, and then the third one more than likely going on to first floor bar double door, which it is. Pretty standard castle barricades. What's not so standard is the setup they have around them, as currently no one's actually playing. No one's actually trying to play in that coat, in coat. So that'll be interesting, as Pogo just getting ready to peek onto site, will pre-fire and narrowly miss the KE, as he peeked off at just the right time there. As we will see prep room start to get opened, as that will be one Maestro camera falling very shortly, as actually opting to use a frag grenade on it will be a bit of a mistake, as the frag grenade will miss, so they will now opt to use a impact grenade, so it will be one Maestro countdown, as it seems to be pretty much solely bakery-sided pushes. No one else is really, no one else on this attack is really pushing anywhere. So we'll see as this Vigil narrowly missing the shots into the person in prep room will give away his position, and will also miss out on a kill, as he will push down to help Toryu more than likely on these red stairs. A stun will go out, and that will push Toryu back, as he will rotate around, probably just to pillars or something like that, but he will use his nitro cell to open up an angle. So don't usually see nitro cells used on that, as Bowie will get injured by the grenade, or at least I assume it was a grenade, as it was timed perfectly with a nade going off. So will be a technical 4v5 here, as Plasma goes down and Bowie finally finished off with a nade. So it will be a 2v4, as I can't even finish saying what the man count is without people getting killed, as Toryu's able to pick up one, and then Toryu able to pick up a second, with Vert getting one of his own. Does mean that now Lomi is in a 1v2, so once again this Plague roster showing that they can clutch these situations when needed, as Toryu and Vert able to win a 2v4 there. So this Plague roster, that's the second 2v4. That's the second 2vx or 2v high they've won, as they won that 2v5 on Clubhouse, and now they won a 2v4 here. So this Plague roster clearly not cracking under pressure, as despite being a lot of men down, still able to perform perfectly, as Toryu holding that top floor was very beneficial, as Weekend Warriors is not really knowing how to deal with it, so that will be momentum going in favor of Plague to start this map. We will be seeing a third floor bar and cocktail hold, as third floor often, most of the time, considered the best site on this map. Some teams have to opt for kitchen, as throws the attack off a little bit, and it is a solid site as well. Personally, I think I think readings also is a pretty viable site if you know how to play it properly. So it will be interesting to see as the impact is used just to give that smoke the shield he wants. So we will be seeing a pretty standard setup here. Smoke will go play pixel bathroom type area, and then we will also have a pretty heavy roam game, or at least I'd assume a pretty heavy roam game. So this attack will more than likely struggle to try and get control of Cigar, but they will more than likely give it their best shot. As a key thing here is for this defense is to just not lose a player early. If you lose a player early, that's always puts you at a pretty large disadvantage. So it will be interesting to see quite what they do.
Located by attackers.
As it does look like it'll be a hard Cigar push for this attacking side. As interestingly, Smoke not playing in bathroom, but instead just playing on one of the mini bars, just peeking up into Skylight. Will take a lot of damage as the nade is rebounded very close to him. So that was very close to killing him, as he will be dropped to very little HP. As I do now wonder what's happening in Cigar, right as I switch Drago is able to find that kill onto Lomi, so that will be the sledge going down. Man advantage goes early in favor of Plague, so really nice shot there from Dragos, as he does just rotate away for the flank. As if he came up red stairs now, if no one's watching red stairs and he's able to flank up, that'll be huge. Pogo to find one of his own, that will be Bowie going down, so that does mean you lose your Maestro. So man advantage equal, but health advantage in favor of Weekend Warriors, as Plasma is very low on HP. We will be seeing Dragos just kind of stall out at the bottom of red, as he just doesn't want to die to someone watching that angle. As I don't think there is, but there could possibly be, as Bonzi is able to find a kill onto Plasma, who's very low on HP, and then Apex was actually watching that red stairs flank, so that will be Dragos going down. So that does mean that it was a 2v4, now a 1v4, as Toryu picked off, but Ver able to find one of his own, as he will be forced to drop down now on plant. Will start to initiate. He will rotate up white stairs, so he will be in a very difficult retake here, but he is in a position where he could win it. As if he's able to get 1 or 2 kills off this flank, that would be huge. As if he just wall bangs if he just walled bang there, he probably could have got thermite, but not quite, as he doesn't expect that player to be prone. Only tags one bullet onto Apex and misses all the shots on Gears as well, so he will try and wallbang here as his position's been given up. Still needs to find free and defuse with 15 seconds left. Looking very unwinnable, and Apex will take him out, so that won't be the second round going to Weekend Warriors, as after they were able to get in to Cigar, they were able to very quickly tear apart this defense. Dragos, although he did find the pick, probably shouldn't have rotated out of Cigar that quickly, as it did leave it open for the attackers to just push in and get control. As obviously one key thing for the attack is, if an attack really wants to succeed on this, on that top floor, then they really do need to get control of that Cigar area and the hallways going off of it, which they were easily able to do once that Jaeger pulled back, and it did allow just for the frags to start flowing in. So we will be seeing third floor brawl again for this defense, as they will go for a very similar setup, as you will more than likely be seeing that same deployable shield and pixel coming up, same rotates from bathroom, hint of freezer, so it will be pretty much an identical setup here, other than the Valkyrie, as I don't believe Valkyrie was bought last round.
10 seconds to go.
So, as yeah, it was on Echo. So opting for the Valkyrie instead of the Echo, that's an interesting camera, as it doesn't provide the best line of sight, as it's mostly blocked by the tree, as he will have to throw his third camera in the same spot as the second, so waste of utility there, but at least the third camera will get a solid line of sight. First one being solid as well, but that second one just really not good, as this attack will start to try and push up to take Cigar once again, as there is Dragos playing on that pixel shield, so he will just be poking onto those windows, see if he can catch anyone out, as I do believe that was top of red reinforcements getting opened by the Habana, so it will put Dragos in a bit of a more vulnerable position, as he does swing onto one of the piano windows, not able to find the pick, but shooting now is the repel on minibar window. Able to, however. Oh, cigar bar, sorry. Window. Able to pick up that frag, as there is one in cigar shop, or peeking from that window will be Pogo. Able to find the kill, so that will be Dragos going down early, as man advantage goes in favor of Weekend Warriors, so be interesting to see whether Weekend Warriors can actually bring this back, find a pick or two, and then win this third floor defense. However, if they don't, it will mean that they can always go back downstairs afterwards, where they can win one and then maybe switch up where they hold and try and hold a second floor site. But that will be in the future, as gunfight between Pogo and Toryu there. Warzo in Toryu getting scared and just pulling off rather than risk dying, which is probably a very wise decision, as losing one defender, losing one on the defense is pretty bad, but it can still be overcome. But having a two-man disadvantage is very, 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 very hard to win, as they will just be getting ready for a plant here, as Pogo's able to push in. Pogo's been fragging like a madman so far in this series. The man's put on work on Clubhouse on both defense and attack, and is also able to put in work so far, as that will be Toryu getting called out there over in 90. So that will be two-man disadvantage now for this defense, as Barnsey will start and finish the plant, so that will be a close plant, as Gear's able to pick up Plasma, so that is a flawless round for Weekend Warriors. I was going to try and describe what exactly was happening, but there was no time, as that will be Weekend Warriors picking up their second round. So this Plague roster just not being able to pick up the kills where they want it, and just not really able to find an opening on that third floor defense. So we'll be able to go back to Kitchen now, which I want to say they looked dominant on, but they really didn't. They only won it thanks to some heroics from Toryu on second floor, able to find a triple kill in a 2v4 situation. So huge plays from him. This could now, on the second attempt for Weekend Warriors, realistically go either way, as both teams do have a chance at winning. So
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs
we
as
will
they
be
can.
seeing a pretty standard setup, or at least standard for what I've seen so far out of Plague. It's pretty standard. The only thing, obviously, to take note of that they do different to a lot of teams is they will reinforce both these walls here instead of opening a rotate on the west one, which you don't usually see a lot of teams doing, as you do usually want a way at least to get between them, but Plague instead just opting to have them completely separated, so it does make it a little bit more
10 seconds to go.
awkward trying to navigate on that in that area,
5 seconds left.
as we will more than likely see Dragos and Toryu roaming again, as that's exactly what they did last time. Dragos nearly found that early pick onto the player pushing prep, but just missed his bullets, so I couldn't quite capitalize. As it does look like it will be another hard bakery side attack. Is Pogo droning in, will get droned in, but Plasma able to capitalize on the aggression. Pogo obviously droning in, not seeing anyone. Plasma will sprint in, pretty much will run in afterwards, and will catch Pogo out, as the call was just not quick enough there from that drone. As Plasma able to win out that gunfight, so that will be the top frag for Weekend Warriors going down, and that does mean that there's a lot of pressure relieved for Plague, as they do have a man advantage, which means they can afford to play a bit more passive, as it is Weekend Warriors that need to try and find an opening now rather than Plague. So that is pretty huge, as lighting up the floor. I do believe that that did sound like the Nomad.
Bomb
Is
located by
Nomad able to find the head of Plasma, so all that hard work that Plasma did, getting that kill into Pogo, pretty much wasted there, as he will just, for no reason, expose himself to that peak. So that will be my advantage. Going back to equal, as top floor control now. A bit less confident for this Plague lineup, as a second person Drago is peeking the same angle that Plasma died to, and will get knocked as Gears takes out Toryu. So it is effectively a 2v4 once again on this site, but this time Toryu is down, so there will be no heroics from his bandit, as it will be solely up to Bowie and Vert to try and get the kill. Drago is going down to the nade, as Bowie's able to pick up one on the Bonzi, so Gears being injured as well. Gears will be taken out, so there's now a 2v2 post plan, as the defense has been able to bring something back. Lomi picking up the kill onto Bowie, however, does mean that it will be a 1v2 now for this Maestro, peeking to the wrong player, as Lomi will kick out and find the kill. So that will be a third round now going to Weekend Warriors, as Plague have just not looked confident on this map compared to how Weekend Warriors have been looking. And Plague clearly not as versed on this map compared to Clubhouse, which they looked also dominant on. Now not so much, as we will be seeing an Alibi brought out here by Drago. So Alibi, not someone you see too much in comp, as obviously it's the Prisoners don't usually actually get caught, as most of the time they will just get drained out and then shot and then have it shot out. But there is obviously that one good. There is obviously that one good thing that they bring. That Alibi brings, which is impacts with a solid, with a rapid SMG,
Discovered the location of
and also a shotgun secondary, which is always nice. But the interesting thing here will be whether Dragos can put in the work that he did on the previous map, because Dragos was actually doing really well attacking on Clubhouse. He didn't really do so well on the defense, but he was absolutely popping off on the attack. So if he can just find a couple frags here, I think he'll put Plague in a solid position to at least make this half equal. As Plague, from what I saw on Clubhouse, if they can just get a two-man advantage, then they've pretty much guaranteed the round, so it will be interesting on whether or not they can. As Dragos will just be playing over in pillars, and it will be a pretty heavy bakery push. Obviously, again from this lineup is they will start to push from the very top floor, so that's interesting. Is Lomi was able to just find those two frags through the floor last time onto people playing up in train, but clearly this time Weekend Warriors is not wanting to risk having to make that peak, as they will just hard commit to taking from top down, as the one player that was playing third floor will drop to second now, so that will be both, I do believe that will be both Dragos and Toyu playing on the second floor, as Plasma is now rotating up to second floor as well, so that will be 3 players on second floor, as Dragos is playing slightly off second floor, playing passively on white stairs, as this attack is starting to slow down here, as there's not really too much happening. Pogo has dropped into pillars, and then Habana, I do believe that some of the other ones are now over in mining type of areas. Lomi dropped into laundry, so they will start to be grouping up on the Toyu now, as the swing comes in from Zofia, not able to hit the shots for Toyu, as Drago's able to pick up Lumi, but then will be immediately refragged by Pogo, so 2 kills there for Pogo, as the man is just looking unstoppable on this map, as Drago's dropping him down to about 20 HP, but not able to find the kill, as this could be very bad for Echo. Luckily, he's able to move out in time, as we may or may not have hit a lag spike, I'm not too sure. But looking at my ping here, we more than likely have, so rip stream and rip the frames. As top floor, as for the first time so far, we will see Weekend Warriors start to play vertical, as Pogo finds his third of the round, able to take out Bowie there. Sees, I believe, saw a glimpse of his gun there in front of, around the corner, so we'll just pre-fire for it, we'll find the kill. However, Plasma's able to pick up a kill, as that will be Pogo going down, but it is now a 1v3 with 10 seconds left. Plant about to go down. He is able to pick up the planter though, as he can now try and use cupcakes as cover, as if he can just wait it out here, he would be in a solid position, as it's now a 1v1, as the plant has to get stuck. He will pick up the Habana, and then rushing out will find the melee on to Apex. So what a clutch there from Plasma, able to find a 4K, but winning the 1v3 is Plague once again win another round where they were looking like they were in a significantly bad situation. Plague able to find that shot onto the planter at the start was absolutely monumental, as it does mean he can just hide and wait until it's equivalent to a 1v1, wins that 1v1, and able to go and pick up the planter as well, so and then it's an easy defuse from there. So that will be Plague getting their second round, thanks to some heroics from Plasma, as what a clutch that was. Even getting a knife kill in there, so it will be second floor being brought now from Plague, as they are looking to try and pick up a third round in this half, so at least they don't go down at the half split, as Plasma's claiming that he is finally awake, so that is funny. If he does pop off though, that does really say it all. So that was huge from him, as we will be seeing a pretty heavy investment into the second floor, I would assume, as reading, you do really need control of the area above reading if you want a chance at trying to hold it, so if they can just take out Lumi early, and then also, if they can take out Lumi and Pogo before surrendering top floor, that would be huge, as it does mean that the vertical play is limited to actually using hard breach on it, which is not something you want to be doing. As they do pre-place a nitro cell. My thoughts on pre-place nitros are Maz. I think it's very risky for what the reward is you do risk attackers just not pushing there, and that does mean that you literally, especially on a map with high ceilings like Cafe, you will literally just entirely waste your utility. But at the same time, if someone does push there, you can most of the time collect the kill, as long as they're not Sonic or anything. So we will just be seeing a very standard-looking setup here, as Sophie is in Cigar Lounge, one also in Cigar Shop. Is this attack just starting to push up now? As Dragos gets lit to just under 25 HP by Pogo, so he will have to pull back now, start playing a lot more passively, as Lomi is able to pick up Toryu, so I'm assuming Toryu just peeked a bit too aggressively there, as Lomi takes a lot of damage, and the Jaeger has just pulled back as to not die anything stupid, as the nade will be bounced off the wall in laundry, but will not connect with anything, as there is no one playing in there. But one big thing now is it'll be really hard for these defenders to try and play him reading with the self-destruction coming up from sledges. I'm pretty sure all of the roof of reading is destructible, as narrowly missing the shot on top Plasma was Lomi there, as Gears is able to pick up quite a few bullets of his own. That will be Plasma going to about half HP, so man advantage in favor of Weekend Warriors. Pogo able to pick up another, will take a lot of damage from that engagement, however, as Dragos, so by being on 25 HP, he's able to do about 75 HP of Pogo's health, but Kaid being knocked down to 1, as C4 will go off and not be able to find the pick, so this will be the man advantage going significantly in favor of Weekend Warriors, as they are looking to pick up their 4th round of the map, as they have pushed into reading now. 20 seconds left though. It does mean it will start to get pressure. It does mean that the pressure will start to pack on soon, as they do need to start trying to commit for a plan, as Bowie does get injured, and Pogo able to find a second, as that will be the injure, as that will be someone going down, as then the smoke will be taken out immediately after, so that will be a second flawless round of the map for Weekend Warriors, as they are just able to come out on top in this half. Obviously, Cafe usually, for the most part, gets split 3-3 for most teams in a half, is what you'd call even. If it goes 3-3, not really any team having an advantage into the second half, but going down 4-2 on either side does mean that the team with 4 rounds is at an advantage, so Weekend Warriors are in probably the best position they can be now to try and pick up their first win of the tournament, as currently 0-3, so it will be interesting whether or not they can do it, as they do just need to find 3 rounds here. 3 of the next 6 rounds, which, I mean, win, lose, win. I mean, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, something like that, I don't know. You just need to split 3-3 instead of going 4-2, as we do have draws in this competition, so if Plague is somehow able to come back on their attack and pick up 4 kills, then I pick up 4 rounds, sorry, not 4 kills, whoops. Then it will be a draw, so both teams get 1 point instead of the 3 from a win, so it should be interesting to see. As Dragos, last time we saw him on this Ash roll, was popping off, so it'll be interesting to see whether he can do the same thing on this map, or whether it was just Clubhouse. As they will more than likely just be going for a hard scar push with a bit of pressure onto the skylight. Maybe do balcony as well, not too sure, as the pre-fires coming in from Dragos does mean that his position is given away, but you know, see no defenders playing in those sort of positions, so it won't be able to find anything. As he will spot out the Maestro, pings Maestro, which is interesting. Is if he doesn't ping the Maestro and just knows where he is, and calls it, then that Maestro will probably just sit there none the wiser. Because he got pinged, the Maestro will know that they know where he is. As I would assume Apex is playing over in Bathroom, which he is, so it will be Apex here that's trying to play with the shotgun on that close angle. As if anyone tries to engage him here, it will be very rough for them unless they have a shotgun, so really the only person you'd want to be doing it with is probably the Buck, because Buck can just use the skeleton key, but even that would not be ideal, so it will be pretty rough for this attack, as a drone does get hacked by... a drone does get hacked, as smoke, the wall into Freezer getting opened up will force him to rotate out into white corridors. He looked like he was getting ready to swing there, but deciding not to, as it would be too risky, so we'll just fall back to top of white stairs. Meanwhile, there's not really been terrible amounts of progress coming in from this attack, as obviously having control of Sagara and Freezer open does mean that the angles are in your favor. Actually, sorry, they opened up Bathroom, not Freezer, my bad. As Plasma's able to find the first kill with the round onto Gears, so that will be the Mozzie going down, and then Vert able to find one of his own. Drago's getting another one, and then Vert getting a second. Does mean that Pogo is now in a 1v5 situation, as he's able to find the Zofia, but will be quickly refragged by Dragos. So the flawless round not quite there for Plague, as Vert and Dragos just doing bits there for their team. Vert getting double kill, Dragos getting a double kill as well, as Dragos just looking just the same way as he did on that first map, just looking so confident on that Ash, just doing absolutely insane with it. Also, Plasma, getting credit to Plasma, getting that opening pick pretty much allows that entire debacle to occur, so good job to him and good job to Plague, despite going down 4-2 at the half split. At the half, they are able to bring it back with a very dominant attacking round, so credit to them, as we will be going to Kitchen now, as Weekend Warriors just not wanting to try and hold just not wanting to hold third floor again, as it didn't work too well though. This is interesting from Weekend Warriors, double reinforcing the north side wall. It does mean the north side wall in cooking. It does mean It does mean that you are down quite significantly. You are not in the best sort of situation. It does mean that anyone in that hallway, or trying to play in that hallway on defense, will be caught out quite significantly. But castles are in not the most standard of spots, to say the least, as you obviously have your standard one on bar, but then other than that, they're just not really in common places, as there's one at the end of Garage Hallway, and then I don't know where actually the third one's got. It's probably me just being blind, but yeah, no clue where that third one's gone. Um, third floor, however, has quickly fallen into the hands of Plague as they're just able to gobble up all of that free space. So, we will be enjoying the map control as then we'll start to work on getting second floor control, and then from there they can start opening up all of the roof with the buck, and it will mean that it will be very hard for Weekend Warriors to try and play on those power positions on site. As they are pushing up, there's no one playing on second floor either, so both of the top floors has just been entirely free for Plague so far. Not only has there been no contest, but there's been literally no pressure pretty much, so they will be enjoying that as Mozzie gets himself a drone. Yells out. Oh, that's where the other... Huh? That's interesting. That does mean that you have just trapped... Oh no, because that's open. Okay. I don't know too much about that one, Chief. Is not really sure what exactly the two castle barricades being there are achieving, but Drago's getting caught out by Bonzi there will mean that the first kill goes in favor of Weekend Warriors. So as much as I was disrespecting that strat, it clearly worked, as just not expecting the Jaeger to be there, as Toryu's able to pick one. Plasma will find a second, and then Vert gets taken down by Pogo. So Pogo getting another kill as this Mans has just been putting in work. As it will be Toryu trying to engage in a gunfight with Bonzi here. Will light Bonzi up. Both of them are low as Plasma is able to pick up Pogo. So Plant will go down now as Bonzi gets injured. I don't know if this Sophia knows he actually injured him or not, as Lomi will start to push up. Yeah, I don't think Bonzi knows he's injured. Lomi will try and fake this defuse as Plasma is essentially in a 1v1 there, as he is able to win out the frag onto Lomi. So that will be the castle going down, and that will be Plasma picking up their second attack in a row now. So Plague able to bring themselves back into it, meaning that it is now a 4-4 round count, as Weekend Warriors just showing no real sign of life on this defense. What a round from Plasma there. I do believe Plasma got a 3k and then Toryu getting 2 of his own, so just huge plays from Plasma there, able to do insanely well with that vertical. At least I assume it was vertical. And then also able to just win out those gunfights when he had to push, as we will see third floor being brought again for this defense. So realizing that they weren't doing any better on kitchen, so just going back up top as they will attempt this same hold again, as we do see a very similar setup to what we did last time. The only real difference is that I would assume you probably see maybe a little bit more pressure onto Cigar, as there was just Cigar was just pretty much free for play to take last time, as seeing a pretty standard setup of castle barricades, as we will have one from Cigar Lounge into Cigar Shop, one on New Balcony Window, and then a third somewhere with me being and then a third on White Hallway Window as well. So we will, after a careful look around, we'll finally be able to spot them out, as Dragos will just be droning out White Stairs here, as someone I do believe was starting to push up it at least. Maybe I got baited though, I'm not sure, as ping, I am lagging a little bit, but it will be fine. We should be right back with things, as Drago is just holding that angle from east balcony onto Cigar Lounge door to White. So they're able to pick up the first kill. That will be Gears going down first again. So Gear's just not been doing too well now, as he's gone down first quite a few times. Which is just unlucky, as it does mean that you do lose a decent amount of utility with that you do get with those pest drones. As if they're just stuck in whatever position that they got caught in, they're very easy for the attackers to just run in and shoot them. As Dragos on the rappel, able to find that kill on to the smokes. That will be man advantage going significantly in favor of Plague now, as Dragos finds his first of the round. Toyu getting one of his own. Pogo will get Plasma, but Toyu getting a second will get Pogo. So it does mean Lomi's now all by himself in a 1v4, and Toyu will get his third of the round. So that will be once again another nearly flawless round for Plague, as they only lose one member. So Plague have just looked so dominant on their attack so far, as they've picked up 3 rounds consecutively here. Then again, we did see a similar thing for Weekend Warriors on their attack, where they picked up 3 rounds at the start. Then Plague were able to pick up 2. And then Weekend Warriors able to get a 4th round on that 6th round of the game. But Plague have looked a lot more Plague have just looked a hell of a lot better on their wins here. So. Actually, no, I lied. Never mind. It's not been the same, because Plague got their first round, I believe, sorry. So, never mind, I lied. I did fib. That's not what happened at all. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Hopefully you can forgive me, but we will now be seeing Kitchen brought again for Weekend Warriors. As Plague, despite being 2 rounds behind, are able to bring it back and take a 1-round lead at the moment. So they are in a solid position to take this. They are in a solid position to deny Weekend Warriors their first win for a second weekend in a row, as that would mean that Weekend Warriors would go 0-4 if they don't get this. I mean, even if Team Plague draw it, that will still deny Weekend Warriors a win, so it would put them in a very poor position to try and make it to the playoffs, or really show that they are a solid team. As we're gonna go to Toy's perspective, because the man has been nutty so far. Plasma's been doing insane as well. This Plague rosters entirely has just been picking up the kills when they need to. Just showing that they are a formidable force. Interesting there is to just not use the one skeleton key shot to open hatch, instead opting to use a breaching charge. So it's a lot more utility, but I suppose if Buck's got a pre-plan to go somewhere, then you might as well. But it does just seem like a little bit of a waste of utility, as the floor will start to get opened up, but Plasma getting dinked in the head by Apex does mean that the Buck is down early, and also at the moment the top frag for Plague, but not by much. So that will be Weekend Warriors putting themselves in a position to try and pick up the frags here, and also to try and pick up the round. Pogo getting the second kill for Weekend Warriors does mean that Vert's down as well. This attack has just been going terribly so far for Plague. 2 early picks going in favor of Weekend Warriors does mean that Plague will now start to slow down, as there's not really much they can start to do unless they can find a pick or two. As I do believe Bonzi, no, that wasn't Bonzi, was that Lomi? Sorry, no, Gears. It's Gears. Did not look like Mozzie. Looked a bit too tall for Mozzie, but it was clearly Mozzie. As I do believe Gears, yeah, Gears definitely knows where this Zophilia is, but Toyu going down to Bonzi does mean that it is now a 1v5, as Gears and Lomi able to pick up kill each, and that will be a flawless round for Weekend Warriors. Third flawless round of the map for Weekend Warriors, but doesn't matter how many flawless rounds you get if you can't win the ones that aren't, as that does mean that it will be 5-5 now. So both teams in position to try and win out this map, as we do see Reading Room and Fireplace being brought for Weekend Warriors, as not wanting to go to third floor, as it's just been going so badly for them, instead opting for second, as Plague will just be looking more than likely to pick up a round here, as if they can just go home with a draw after going that 2-round down, they would be happy with that. But if they can get a win, that'd be even better. So I would expect to see Plague be working their hardest this round, just to try and win it. So the worst that they could do would be draw. But both teams in a real position here to either draw or take out the map, as this could be a interesting final round, depending on what happens here. As if Weekend Warriors are able to take this round home, then they are in a position to win their first game of the tournament, which would be very beneficial to them. So we will see, but it will require Pogo to put in some work, because Pogo currently on 15 kills. That does mean that excluding he does have more frags than three players on his team combined. That would be Gears, Barnsley, and Apex combined only have 13. So the man has been putting in work, 6 more than Lomi as well. So he has just been doing so much to try and win out this round for his team. Meanwhile, the kills for Plague spread out a bit more evenly, is 8 for Toryu, 6 for Dragos, 5 for Vert, Bowie with 2, but then Plasma with 9 as well, so a bit more even, as we will be seeing the top down, or at least the top floor clear for Plague here, as I don't know if they know where Gears is or not. Now that he's shot, they will definitely, as that will give away your position very quickly, as they will more than likely start to just try and pinch this Mozzie here, as both Vert and Toryu are pushing it, as Dragos is also on the upside down repel. So there are 3 players trying to clear out this one Mozzie, as Wamai has taken a significant portion of damage so far this round, so it will be interesting to see whether he can get anything done later on, as Vert's able to pick up Gears, so that will be the first kill going in favor of Plague, as they do set themselves up in a decent position to win this, as their Maestro camera will also be taken down. So this does mean that if Plasma can just start playing vertically, it will be pretty huge, as the third and final breach charge for Toryu is used vertically, as there's no one there. I think we can see that there's someone on white stairs, but he would not be able to see that, as the Maestro tries to get the gunfight with Vert, will miss, as Lomi, despite being on very low HP, will be able to take out Dragos. So that will be the Ash falling, as vertical play will start to come out to full effect. Now Plasma is there, so we will see. We could possibly see this Maestro fall sometime soon, or realistically, Maestro is either going to die here or get a frag here, so will be interesting to see which one it'll be, as that will be Pogo taking out Plasma. So as predicted, Pogo gets a kill instead of dying. Oh, you just saw the top of that Jaeger's head. Obviously, he doesn't have the outline, so he probably just thought it was something on the wall, but we know differently. Is very unfortunate. Flicks onto Apex. We'll find that pick, but then also able to pick up the Maestro, as he will start going for the plant. Hearing the person pushing up, not knowing where from, however, as it will be Barnsley getting a double kill, and that will be Weekend Warriors winning round 11. So that will be Weekend Warriors going now to match point, as this map will go down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen, as we will be seeing Weekend Warriors attempting for the 3rd time to defend third floor, as they have lost quite badly the previous 2 times, as only been able to find 2 frags across both rounds. So it will be interesting to see whether they can actually take the time or not. If they can, then that will be solid for them, as Drago switches off of the Ash for what could be the first time all series, as I do believe on Clubhouse he's only played Ash, so they will bring a Sledge over an Ash, so Sledge still got a solid primary in the L85 A2, because I believe they're using the A2 variant. And also having the SMG-11 solid secondary, but also bringing that soft destruction and nades, which is huge. Interesting thing is switching it up for this site over any of them, as you have won this site dominantly in the past, so you would assume that for the most part you probably just wouldn't want to switch it up, but this attack has decided that they wanted to, as it will be all up to this, as it will be all up to Weekend Warriors here, as if they don't win this round, then it's a draw. They still go winless, but if they do, then that will be their first map, will be their first win. So I've been talking about that. It's the fact that it's their first win, but that would be massive for them, as getting this win here would keep their tournament hopes alive. As realistically, going 0-4 or going 0-3-1 is not what you want. So will be interesting to see as this attack starts to work their way in, as they realize that all of Cigar is free real estate. They will more than likely repel in very soon and just take it, as Toryu will just jump right in, realizing that it's completely clear. So there will be Cigar control going in favor of the attackers, as there's no real chance that the defense was ever going to do anything about it, as one impact being yoinked by the Wamai, is starting to, as they will get one Maestro camera, as Toryu starts to takes 50 HP of damage from a secondary Maestro camera that she didn't really know the location of, as Pogo takes 75 damage, but it's able to find Dragos, so that is going to be the man advantage going in favor of this Weekend Warriors side. So now it's all up to Toryu, Vert, Bowie, and Plasma to try and draw this map out, as they are in a solid position to do it, as surely the Maestro doesn't try and peek that, which he won't. He'll opt to just start playing passively, as I think we were lagging a bit there, but we should be fine now. So we will be going into the final minute of this map, as the plot goes down really late. Final minute of normal round time, as Pogo gets injured by, I'm assuming that was no, it was Toryu, so that will be the man advantage. That will be the man count going equal now, as have advantage in favor of Weekend Warriors. I was Toryu sitting at 50 HP exactly, thanks to that Maestro camera on Pogo. So it will be interesting to see whether or not they can still win this out, as Gear's able to find one, but Bowie will have to pull off the plant despite being 2 seconds left because of that gas. Apex able to find one of his own does mean that Vert will go down, but Toryu able to find Lomi. Gas canisters will come out, coming to 15 seconds left. Bowie able to take out Apex, so there's now a 2v2, as Toryu could catch out Gears, but not knowing where he is, that will be Gears getting a double kill to end it, and that will be Weekend Warriors taking the map of Cafe and getting their first win on the board. So, good job there from Weekend Warriors, and good game overall. The second map was so much closer than that first one. Obviously, the first one going very dominantly in favor of Plague, but that second map was very, very close. So, GG to Weekend Warriors, and thank you everyone for watching, as